Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Dragon National President. Today's video is called 10 Reasons Why You Shouldn't Start a Motorcycle Club. Or maybe 10 Top Reasons Why You Shouldn't Start a Motorcycle Club. Or maybe just 10 reasons why you shouldn't start a motorcycle club. A lot of you are going to be like, Black Dragon? Really? That's coming from you? The guy who has written and made all kinds of videos about how to start a motorcycle club? And yeah, I don't recommend that most people start motorcycle clubs. I think 98% of you that email me and talk to me and send me messages all the time, Black Dragon, I want to start a club, I'm going to start a club, can you help me start a club? I think 95% of you shouldn't be starting clubs at all. I mean, I admire your courage and character in wanting to do such a thing. Some of you more courageous than I have never started a motorcycle club. My motorcycle club was at least 13 years old, 15 years, something like that when I joined. And when I've started chapters across the country from coast to coast, and that's very similar to starting a motorcycle club, but I had many advantages in starting a chapter of a 30-some-year-old motorcycle club. When I began spreading Black Sabbath chapters across the country in 2009, I had way more advantages than people starting brand new chapters. For these 10 reasons on this paper, I think that 95%, 98% of you shouldn't be trying to start a motorcycle club at all. But yes, I do write and I make videos telling you how to start motorcycle clubs to keep you out of trouble, keep you from making the kinds of mistakes that can get you in serious trouble. So if you're going to do it, and many of you are just bound and determined to try this, then go to my videos to see why or how to do it properly. But these are the top 10 reasons why I think you shouldn't start a motorcycle club. And reason number one, and I think the biggest reason, is that there are many established motorcycle clubs out there that could benefit from an influx of new members coming in or starting a chapter or a charter for one of those existing MCs. Existing MCs need new people. Existing MCs need young people. And they might be a little bit brutish, but they can use you all. You're bringing in 10 new guys, they get trained up, etc., etc. Sooner or later, you'll be winning the vote and it'll be your MC. But they have already established themselves. They already have their blessings, they already have their contacts to get you started in another state, and they have training to get you up and running at full speed. You should consider that. You should consider joining a motorcycle club that's already in existence, or starting a new chapter of a motorcycle club or a new charter of a motorcycle club that's already in existence. This leads to reason number two. You don't know what you're doing, and the learning curve is very steep for newbies. It's a different world out there than it was in the 1970s and 80s when you could just go start a motorcycle club. Some of those motorcycle clubs are still running today, many of them, but they never got a blessing to get started. They never had to go through any of that. Today, the whole landscape is full of MCs. There are very few places where there's no MC and you can just pop up. And you may just pop up and be running for 12, 15 years and run into that 1%er MC that says, where did you come from? And now you got a whole new problem 2 years after you got started. Whatever the case may be. So the learning curve is steep, and you don't know what you're doing. And you don't ask anybody, and you don't research. You just want to pop onto the motorcycle set with your ideas of MCing, which are so completely different a lot of time than reality. Which leads us to number three. Because the learning curve is steep for newbies, and the atmosphere is not very forgiving, number three is there are people in motorcycle clubs out there who can and will hurt you if you make certain mistakes. It's a tough learning environment out there, and it's tough to make a mistake, which leads us to number four. Almost all areas are shut down to new MCs that don't want to wear supporter patches. So there's a lot of places that let you have your club, and you want your club, you want your club, you want your club, you want your club so bad, I'll do almost anything, and so now you're wearing a supporter patch, and you don't even know what it means, because you don't even know all of the other stuff I talked about above. And you're into something you don't know anything about, until such time as you have to know something about it. Which leads us to number five. No coalition wants to see a brand new MC in their area. They don't want to compete with you, they don't want to have to give you a date on the calendar. And you guys, you're not trying to be an MC and get to know one another and start an MC. You want to start a see-me, an SM, a see-me. You want to hit the ground, go to all the parties, show up, let everybody see your colors, become part of the group, and you don't know anything about being part of the group. Instead of focusing on the fundamentals and building your MC. I have a video called How to Run a New MC Day to Day. It's one of the oldest videos I have. Go look at that. You're not trying to build, you want to see me. Not an MC, but a see me when you're doing the wrong thing. Which leads us to number six. You ain't doing nothing new, no matter how original you think you are. Someone else is either doing it, has done it, or it can't be done because it won't be accepted on the MC set. I'll give you two examples. There was a motorcycle club that came to me a few years ago, and they said, Black Dragon, can you please show us how to get started up near Canada, up there near Nova Scotia, that area. And I said, why don't you guys just start a chapter of the Black Sabbath up there? Start a chapter of an already existing club. We would love to have a motorcycle club in that area. Chapter. Oh, no, you don't understand. We want to pattern our MC after a Norse god. We want it to be a Viking Valhalla type of experience, and we're going to be pagans, and we want to run our MC, and I'm just listening to this, and I'm like, oh, you want to do something new. I'm sure I've heard of that before. But I told them what to do, how to get started, and within the first less than 2 years, right? They have an argument, two of the brothers argue with each other, they break up, one goes one way and takes half the club, the other goes another way. Those that are left, they bring a police officer on. You don't know what you're doing. They brought a police officer on, and this became public in an area where the COC wasn't tolerating that. Next thing you know, they're shut down for good. A waste of everybody's time because they wanted to do something new. But it really wasn't new at all. So many clubs are doing that. They could have joined another motorcycle club that had that kind of thinking, and they would have had the right direction, and they might still be running. The other was this one, and I made a video about it. They sent me a question. He wanted to start a 50-50 MC. I made a video called WTF is a 50-50 MC. And half of his MC were Wiccans, witches. You know, a Wiccan is a witch. And half of his MC was going to be like ICO, like clown posse stuff. He wanted a clown posse Wiccan MC. Witches and clowns together. And you come on the motorcycle set with that nonsense and wonder why. I mean, it's a good idea in your mind, but you're not speaking the language we speak. So you got a witch on a broom and a clown MC, and on the bottom it says 50-50 MC and then a state rocker. And people that are in this game will know already what hell that would be for that new MC. So you want to be original and you want to come over into an area, but when in Rome, you're supposed to do as the Roman. And it's hard to do as the Romans if you don't know what the Romans do. Number 7, your chances for longevity are piss poor. In fact, 95% of all new clubs, or even higher, don't make it within the first 2.5 years. One of the reasons is that sometimes it could take 2 to 4 years to get a club up and running and started and accepted and blessed on the set. It could take 2-4 years. I've seen this before. And a lot of you young guys, you can't delay your gratification. So because you can't delay your gratification, you want it right now, and by the time you screw everything up, 95% of you guys aren't even going to be around year 2. It's tough. One of the toughest things in the world you're ever going to do to get an MC up and running. Which leads to number 8. You don't know the protocols, so you don't speak the language. And if you don't know our protocols, like the 50-50 MC thing, when you don't know our protocols and you come in speaking this weird stuff, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you show up and everybody's got a nomad rocker on the bottom of there. We're a nomadic tribe MC. And you just run into problem after problem after problem because you're not trained and you don't understand the language that the MC set speaks. So it brings us to number 9. It's easy to run afoul of new laws if you don't, or of new anti-gang laws if you don't know what you're doing. Well, I say this because some of you guys, you don't know what you want to be. You don't know if you want to be a 99%er or a 1%er or some sort of variation in between. And you get up and you do real gang-like silly stuff, thinking you're emulating what you're seeing on television. I don't know what you think, but this one kid showed me his bylaws, and the stuff he had written in those bylaws, if law enforcement ever got that stuff, it says right here in your bylaw. What are you writing this stuff? It's amazing. You need to sit down and learn a thing or two because you don't know what you're doing. Which brings us to number 10. You don't have a mentor and you don't know how to get one or get any. So many of you guys can't be told anything. You can't be told anything. If someone tells you anything about what you're doing is wrong or not proper or not exact or whatever the case may be, you just don't listen. This ain't mommy's house. This is the real world. It's tough out here in the MC game. I know what I said is not going to deter any of you from doing what you want to do. But I did want to let you know that although I will tell you how to start a motorcycle club and how to do it the best way that I can if you'll listen, my advice to you is not to even try to start one, but rather go join something somewhere else and make a contribution. So, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.